Hello students, let us start with the next experiment from the analytical chemistry. And aim of the experiment is preparation of 0.05 normal potassium hydrogen thalate, that is, it is also called as KHP solution, and the standardization of NaOH. Now in volumetric analysis, the concentration of the solution is yet determined by measuring the volume of the standard substance required to neutralize. So here in this experiment, the titration of this weak acid and strong base, that is here the KHP, that is potassium hydrogen thalate, is a weak acid and NaOH is a strong acid. As KHP is a weak acid because it hydrolyzes, complete hydrolysis of this KHP is not possible, but NaOH is completely hydrolyzed. So here in this case, NaOH is a hygroscopic substance and that absorbs the moisture from the air when we place it on the balance for taking the weight of the compound for making the solution. So that's why it is very difficult to find out the exact mass of that NaOH, because it absorbs moisture from the atmosphere, and that's why the actual weight of NaOH cannot be determined. That includes the weight of the moisture present in the air. Hence, in order to determine the exact concentration of NaOH, we must standardize it by titrating with a solid acid that is not hygroscopic. So that's why we are titrating it NaOH, that is in the standardization process. We have to find out the exact normality of NaOH, and it is not a primary standard because it is hygroscopic in nature, so it is not stable at normal temperature, room temperature. So that's why we are titrating or standardizing it with titrating with this KHP, potassium hydrogen thalate, and that potassium hydrogen thalate is not hygroscopic, it is a primary standard, and that's why it is crystalline solid. So that's why we are able to standardize NaOH by using the KHP, and this KHP is a monoprotic acid. So water soluble, and it is water soluble, highly pure. So that's why KHP used as a primary standard. Now this is the formula of the KHP, potassium hydrogen thalate. It is a monoprotic acid because in this molecule there is one proton which is get removed out, which is get hydrolyzed when it is reacted with the base. Now let us see what are the apparatus required for the experiment. Now for this experiment, burette, pipette, titration flask, beaker, measuring flask, and chemicals NaOH, potassium hydrogen thalate. Now first procedure to prepare the standard solution of this KHP. Now we are preparing the standard solution of the normality, that is 0.05 normal KHP solution. For that we have to weight the solution, weigh accurately 1.0211 gram of this KHP on watch glass and transfer it into 250 ml beaker, and dissolve that KHP by using 20 ml of this distilled water, and then transfer it into the measuring flask. Now measuring flask is of 100 ml. So this is a measuring flask up to the mark. We have to add this 20 ml solution here, and after that we have to dilute this solution up to the 100 ml. So by this way we are able to prepare the 0.05 solution of this KHP. Now after preparing the solution, here while preparing whatever the beaker we use for the dissolution of that KHP, we have to wash that beaker and add the water in volumetric flask and make the volume 100 ml. So this is a 0.05 KHP solution. Now second part is the standardization of NaOH. Now we are going to standardize the NaOH. Now we have to prepare the 0.05 normal NaOH solution, because and that solution is approximate solution because we are not able to find out the exact weight of that NaOH. So by dissolving 0.2 gram of the solid NaOH and dilute the solution to 100 ml in measuring flask. वजन घ्यायचं 0.02 gram and that weight that NaOH is dissolved in little bit water, and after that it is get transferred into the 100 ml measuring glass, and when we dilute that solution up to the 100 ml we will get this 0.05 NaOH. Now after preparing the solution, wash the burette and pipette and titration flask with the distilled water. Rinse the burette with that 0.05 normal NaOH solution and fill the burette with this NaOH solution up to the 0 mark. Rinse the pipette with 0.05 KHP solution and pipette out 10 ml of this potassium hydrogen phthalate in conical flask. So here add it to 2 to 3 drops of the phenolphthalein indicator. Here phenolphthalein is used as a indicator. Now titrate the solution, that is NaOH versus KHP from the burette until the solution becomes just pink. That is, the titration endpoint of the titration is colorless to pink. And we have take the readings up to the 2 to 3 readings, that is in order to avoid the error. So reaction during this titration is that potassium hydrogen phthalate aqueous reacts with this NaOH and it forms KNaC8H4O and water is get removed. This is a kind of the neutralization reaction, or this is another reaction given over here. It consumes proton is get removed, this potassium hydrogen phthalate ion is get formed and water molecule is get removed. Here as we seen, end point is colorless to pink. We have to write the readings over here, first reading, second reading and the third reading, and we have to find out the constant burette reading by taking the average of these 3 readings. So in this way the practical part is there, and after that we have to find out the exact normality. Exact normality find out by the calculation. Now to calculate the exact normality of NaOH is correspond to KOH. N1 V1 is equal to N2 V2. You are quite familiar with this because you studied it in the 11th and 12th standard. So here N1 is a normality of NaOH, V1 is a volume of NaOH find out during the titration, N2 is normality of KHP, V2 is the volume of KHP taken. We have taken that 10 ml of this KHP. Now this formula then becomes, we know the normality of KHP is 0.05 normal, exact normality, and 10 ml of that KHP is taken in the titration flask. So constant burette reading, whatever obtained, that X ml average reading, that we have to, our constant reading we have to add here in the CBR, and we will find out the exact normality of the solution. So in this way we are able to find out the exact normality of NaOH by using the primary standard solution, potassium hydrogen phthalate, and this is the result of the experiment. So volume of NaOH required for 10 ml of 0.1 normal KHP. So exact normality of NaOH. So here we have to write the burette reading, and here from the calculation we are able to find out the normality. So these are the questions which will be asked in the oral during the practical examination. Which indicator is used? How is the standard solution of KHP is prepared? What is the endpoint of the titration? What do you mean by the standardization? So all these parts we are able to find out. So this is the first experiment that is preparation of KHP and the standardization of NaOH. Now let us see another similar experiment, that is from the analytical chemistry. This name of of the experiment is preparation of standard 0.1 normal K2Cr2O7 solution and standardization of Na2S2O3 solution. आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे, आता हे सोल्युशन बनवायचं आहे कसलं, स्टँडर्ड 0.1 नॉर्मल पोटॅशियम डायक्रोमेट, दॅट इज K2Cr2O7 सोल्युशन, आणि आपल्याला स्टँडर्डाइज करायचं आहे सोडियम थायोसल्फेट सोल्युशन. त्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला ॲपरेटस आहेत ब्युरेट, पिपेट, स्टॉपर बॉटल, टायट्रेशन फ्लास्क. दीज आर द ॲपरेटस रिक्वायर्ड ड्युरिंग द एक्सपेरिमेंट. केमिकल्स आपल्याला माहिती आहेत, K2Cr2O7 ड्राय साल्ट असला पाहिजे, सोडियम थायोसल्फेट 2 नॉर्मल HCl, 10% Ki solution, and starch indicator. We are using the starch indicator in this experiment. Now let us prepare this 0.1 normal K2Cr2O7 solution. Now here, for preparing 0.1 normal solution, we know that the molecular weight of this potassium dichromate is 49 grams. Not molecular weight, it is equivalent weight. Equivalent weight is a 49 gram. So when we take this 49 gram of this K2Cr2O7 solution, compound, solid compound, and when dissolve it in the 1000 ml water, that is 1 liter of water, we obtain one normal solution. But in this experiment, we required a 0.1 normal solution. So that's why we have to divide this 1 by 10 to obtain this 0.1 normal. So that's why we have to divide 49 equivalent weight by 10, and we get this 4.9 gram. When we take the 4.9 gram of the solution and dissolve it in the 1000 ml of water, we obtain 0.1 normal solution. But for this experiment, we require only 100 ml of solution, not 1000 ml. So that's why we are reducing the quantity of the solution. So that's why this 1000 becomes 100 ml. That means when we divide 1000 by 10, we obtain the 100. So that's why we have to divide the weight 4.9 gram by the 10, we obtain 0.49 gram. Now here, when we take this 0.49 gram of this AR grade potassium dichromate powder on watch glass, now transfer it into the beaker carefully and add distilled water, warm water, and dissolve that potassium dichromate. Stir the solution with a glass rod, dissolve the crystals and transfer the solution into the measuring flask, what we call volumetric flask, 100 ml volumetric flask. Now rinse that beaker 2-3 times and transfer the washing in the volumetric flask and dilute the solution up to the mark, that mark is of the 100 ml. So in this way we prepared the 0.1 normal potassium dichromate solution. Now after that, by using this solution, we are going to standardize the sodium thiosulfate solution. Now as again this sodium thiosulfate standardize करायचं आपल्याला, कारण that is not a primary standard solution and potassium dichromate is a primary standard. Now this is a secondary standard, because when we take the weight of this sodium thiosulfate, that sodium thiosulfate absorbs moisture from the atmosphere, and that's why we are not able to find out the exact weight of the sodium thiosulfate, and that's why we are not able to prepare the solution of exact normality. So therefore we have to standardize the solution by using this potassium dichromate. Now we have to prepare the solution of this Na2H2O3 potassium approximate solution of this sodium thiosulfate. Now by taking this 24.8 gram of this salt, that is sodium thiosulfate, in distilled water, and when we make the solution that is volume up to the 1 liter, we obtain 0.1 normal this potassium dichromate solution. Now let us standardize this potassium sodium thiosulfate solution. We have to wash burette and pipette, stopper bottle with distilled water and rinse the burette with the 0.1 normal sodium thiosulfate solution and fill the burette with the sodium thiosulfate. Now we are going to fill the burette, which is hanged on the stand, with the 0.1 normal sodium thiosulfate. Now take the stopper bottle. Now here, rather using the titration flask, we are using here the stoppered bottle. Now in this stoppered bottle, we have to add the 20 ml distilled water, 10 ml of this potassium iodide solution, 10 ml 2 normal HCl solution. Now add 10 ml of this potassium dichromate solution and close the bottle. Shake the bottle and close the bottle and keep that bottle in the cupboard for the 5 minutes in the dark. Now in order to complete the reaction. Now during this, when we keep this bottle into the dark, there is a liberation of the iodine. Iodine is get liberated, so that's why we are going to titrate this iodine with this potassium dichromate solution. That's why it is also called as a iodometric titration. So in this titration, liberated iodine we are going to titrate with this sodium thiosulfate solution. Now here add, now after 5 minutes add 1 ml starch indicator. Sorry, the titration liberated iodine slowly we have to add the solution from the burette, that is we have to add potassium dichromate solution into the bottle till we obtain a faint yellow color. Now after getting the faint yellow color, we have to add 1 ml of the starch indicator. So it is a iodometric titration, that's why we are using the starch indicator. Now when we add the starch indicator in this faint yellow solution, it becomes a blue. Now continue the titration. Continue the addition of potassium dichromate drop by drop till the blue color appears to the solution. Blue colored solution becomes a colorless, and this is the end point of the titration. So what is end point of the titration? Blue to colorless. Blue to colorless. So repeat this procedure for three times in order to avoid the errors, taking the repeated readings. Now what we did, we prepared the solution of potassium dichromate, and we also prepared the solution of sodium thiosulfate. Now we filled the burette with the sodium thiosulfate solution, and we took this potassium dichromate, that is in the stoppered bottle. We added in this bottle 20 ml distilled water, 10 ml of the KI solution, 10 ml of 2 normal HCl, and 10 ml of the potassium dichromate solution, and we titrated. We kept this bottle for 5 minutes in the dark, and during this 5 minutes in this stoppered bottle, the iodine is get liberated, and we have to titrate after 5 minutes. We have to titrate this liberated iodine with potassium dichromate solution. Now we obtain the faint yellow color. Now after obtaining faint yellow color, we added this 1 ml starch indicator. Now that faint yellow color becomes a blue, and again we continue the titration with potassium dichromate till solution becomes colorless. That means the end point is blue to colorless. So the reaction during this is when potassium dichromate reacts with this potassium iodide and 14 HCl, we obtain KCl, CrCl3 and 7H2O, and this iodine is get liberated. This liberated iodine in second phase we titrated with the sodium thiosulfate solution. In this way we obtain a sodium iodide. Now here this is the observation table in which we have to write the reading 1, 2, 3 readings, and we have to take the average reading. That means the sum of these 1, 2, 3 readings divided by 3, we obtain the XML of reading. It is useful for the calculation. Now in the calculation we have to find out the exact normality of sodium thiosulfate, as we had seen in previous experiment, Na2H2O3. That means sodium thiosulfate corresponds to the potassium dichromate. Now let us see the calculation of the experiment. Now in this experiment, the same calculation, N1V1 is equal to N2V2. That is N1V1 corresponds to sodium thiosulfate, N2V2 corresponds to that sodium, that is potassium hydrogen phthalate. Now N1 formula becomes N1 is equal to N2 into V2 divided by V1. This is not N1, this is V1. Now after adding we know known values, that means 0.1 normal is a normality of that potassium dichromate. We have taken 10 ml of potassium dichromate. Burette reading we know from the volumetric analysis from the titration. When we add the values, we obtain the exact normality of this potassium dichromate solution. And after completing experiment, we have to write the result. Now, result, it's outcome of this experiment. Whatever we did, what results we obtained, what is the finding of the experiment, we have to put in the result table. So volume of 0.1 normal Na2H2SO required, sodium thiosulfate required for 10 ml of this 0.1 normal solution, means this burette reading we have to write over here, and exact normality, whatever we calculated from the calculation, we have to write here. So in this way, we are able to find out or standardize the substances, that is secondary standard substances, by using the primary standard substances. So you have to go through the video and try to find out, try to watch it completely, and you will understand how we are able to standardize this secondary standard substance by using the primary standard substance. So watch the lecture completely. Till then, thank you very much.